Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into a story that is just so meticulously unsettling.
It really is. It starts with something so common, a simple phobia.
Arachnophobia.
But it asks this terrifying question.
Yeah.
What happens when that fear stops being just in your head?
Yeah.
What if it becomes, well, something real, something parasitic?
Okay, let's unpack this. We have this man, our narrator, and his wife Lily. And this fear, it doesn't just consume her, it transforms her.
And we see it all through his eyes. And that's key. We have to trace this path from a shared kind of mundane fear to this isolated absolute horror.
And it all starts so simply. The narrator and Lily, they both dislike spiders, but he says that over the years he sort of got used to it.
He took over the spider killing duty, as he puts it.
Exactly. He positions himself as the logical one, the one who's above the fear.
And that emotional distance he creates right there at the start.
Yeah.
That's so important. It's what allows him to ignore everything that comes next.
The inciting incident, it's almost comically normal. They come home after a storm, and a spider, a fast black one, drops right out of the hood of Lily's coat.
And that's it. That's the trigger. It's not just a scream. It's a full-blown panic attack that just completely shatters her.
Her decline is so fast, so dramatic.
Instantly, we see these like classic obsessive behaviors. She starts stripping the bed completely every single night.
She tears out the bedside table because it might be a hiding spot.
And the scratching, the constant frantic scratching at her skin, her neck, her hair. The fear becomes this physical, debilitating thing almost overnight.
But this is where you start to question the narrator. Because he doesn't just, downplay her pain.
Yeah.
He actively dismisses physical proof.
The proof is staggering when you actually list it out. He talks about finding these webs under their sofa.
Right, and he says they were real odd.
Not like normal webs. He says they were like the fake stuff they bring out on Halloween, thick. He had to peel them off the carpet.
And then there are the mice.
Yes. Dead mice, spun up in cocoons. I mean, how do you see that and just move on?
And a hole bored right through a kitchen cupboard, and it's just packed solid with this weird, thick silk.
So what does he do? He just shoves some cans in front of it to cover it up.
He literally admits it. He says, I ignored a lot, actually. He chalks every single bizarre thing up to Lily's declining mental health.
Because that's an easier explanation. Right?
Yeah.
It's easier to believe your wife is breaking down than to confront the idea that your home is infested with something impossible.
It creates this profound sadness. He talks about that feeling of missing your wife while you still live with them. He's just going through the motions.
And Lily is just gone, lost in this battle inside her own head. Or so he thinks.
The crisis finally hits a peak. She's so paranoid that her own hair feels like spiders crawling on her. So she shaves her head.
And in the final act, he grabs a hammer.
Screaming about spiders in the walls, trying to smash through the drywall. And that's it. That's the moment the system has to step in. The police come, and she's sectioned.
It's the ultimate externalization, isn't it? She attacks the walls of their home, the structure of their reality, and for him, it just confirms his story. The problem is in her mind, not in the house.
So she's gone for 2 weeks, exposure therapy, and it sounds like it's by the book.
Totally textbook. Starts with cartoon drawings of spiders, then photos.
He mentions she scratched an oddly up real bad on one of the photos.
But then, day 10, she holds a live spider.
Yeah.
And he feels this immense relief. He thinks, okay, it's over. The exorcism worked.
But while she's away, the story starts to pivot, the focus shifts to him, and you start to wonder, is he reliable at all?
He mentions waking up with cobwebs in his hair.
And he notices something really strange. He hasn't seen a single normal spider in the house for months. Not one. They're all gone.
Because the infestation isn't gone. It's just consolidated.
Yeah.
And he finds more of those web mice in the back of that cupboard.
And this is where he drops the biggest piece of information in the entire story, the key that might unlock everything.
His diagnosis.
A late-stage diagnosis of a form of dementia.
This changes everything. Because now you have to question every single thing he's told you. The way he describes his dementia is chillingly perfect.
He says his brain is like a cobweb that has holes poked in it.
The central metaphor of his own disease is a cobweb. So when he tells you the walls are lined with silk, can you trust him? Is the spider real, or is it just a physical manifestation of his own decaying mind?
Or is something using that decay, using that metaphorical language of his dementia to manifest itself?
Exactly. It's a parasitic relationship built on psychological vulnerability. First, Lily's phobia, and now, perhaps, his fractured cognition.
And that idea gets a lot darker when Lily finally comes home. The relief he felt just vanishes.
She's changed.
Radically.
Yeah.
Thin as a rake, he says. Her skin is ashy, the shaved head, and her eyes. Her eyes wasn't right. The person is just gone.
It's not just physical. He kisses her and says it's like kissing a coworker. There's this uncanny valley effect. He knows on a primal level that this isn't his wife anymore.
And here's where it gets really interesting. This is where the horror becomes literal.
The breaking point.
He finds her in the kitchen one morning, and she's giggling, but the sound is wrong. Manic and weird.
And she's tapping a pint glass over this spider.
An enormous house spider. He says it's bigger than his palm, that's not a normal spider.
No, that's a biological threat. It's
Yeah.
evolving, it's growing.
He sort of stammers out, he's a big one, ain't he?
And her reply is so casual, so chilling.
They'll get bigger.
Just a simple statement of fact. She's not fighting this anymore. She's part of it.
And then she lifts the glass, snatches the spider, and stuffs it into her mouth.
Ugh, the details he provides are just visceral.
He hears it, the sound of its hardened legs crushing between her teeth.
And he sees the smear left on her teeth when she smiles at him. Green and black.
Sheetans. This moment just completely flips the dynamic. He's not the protector anymore. He's the victim. He's terrified.
He ends up on the sofa. Can't sleep in the same bed with her. He's just watching her every move.
And he says he wakes up sometimes and she's just standing over him, inches from his face.
Just watching. Blank expression.
And to make it worse, he feels this constant tickling. He realizes it's nearly invisible silk clinging to his skin while he sleeps on the sofa. The infestation is everywhere. It's physically on him now.
All of this, his worsening memory, it finally leads him back to that forgotten hole in the kitchen, the source.
And that makes him think of his neighbor, the older guy next door who liked football, who has suddenly gone very quiet.
The silence from next door is the proof that this isn't just in the narrator's head. It's spreading.
He goes over to apologize for the original damage, but there's no answer, just faint footsteps inside, unnatural ones.
So he jumps the fence. And what he sees in the neighbor's kitchen it's a scene of suspended decay.
Everything is draped in this thin, translucent sheet. It's not a decorating tarp.
No, it's thick silk, draped over half-drunk cups of coffee and moldy food. Like life just stopped.
He tries the back door and it's unlocked. He opens it.
And the hallway is gone.
It's a web-lined tunnel. A dark, silky womb that's gently fluttering like it's breathing.
He leans in to get a closer look.
And this massive creature, he just describes it as a bundle of legs the size of a horse, legs as thick as his wrist. It just explodes toward him. He blacks out.
When he wakes up, the body horror is just total. He's cocooned, wrapped in half an inch of silk that he says is stronger than steel, covered in this stodgy glue.
And he's not alone. His neighbor is there, cocoon next to him.
Looking like a skeleton, desiccated, but his eyes open.
And the look in them is just pure, unbridled terror.
And then the neighbor proves how this whole parasitic cycle works. He starts coughing, gagging.
And he coughs up a small spider, described as a hairband encased in bile and vomit. The victim is kept alive to incubate the next generation.
And then Lily, or what looks like Lily, is there.
Kneeling beside him, calm, almost affectionate, stroking his head.
And she tells him everything.
She says she let Lily go months ago, that the thing that was on her is now in control. And then she says the line that makes it all click.
I've enjoyed living inside your head quite a bit.
It was in his mind the whole time, feeding on his denial, maybe even his dementia, that pressure he felt in his head.
It wasn't just a symptom.
And for the final gruesome proof, she parts the neighbor's hair.
And you see it. A throbbing bulb of mottled brown skin.
A spider, wrapped tight around his skull, its legs buried deep beneath the skin and the muscle of his scalp.
It's not just possession. It's a physical implantation. The entity literally uses the host's skull to house itself, to control them. That's what happened to Lily.
And our narrator realizes that same thing is happening to him, that pressure in his own skull. He knows his only way out.
He has a lighter, hidden, and he uses it.
A completely desperate act. He sets the silk on fire and the whole house just goes up.
And as the flames hit him, as his own hair catches fire, he feels it. A sudden release of pressure.
Something slid out of my skull.
He escapes, collapses on the grass. He sees Lily sitting on the fence just watching the inferno, totally undisturbed, waving at him as he stumbles away.
The story ends in the hospital. He has severe burns, amnesia. The doctors are talking about the body they found in the neighbor's house.
And they mention amateur trepanation.
Which means drilling a hole into the skull. The neighbor, in his last moments of sanity, tried to drill the parasite out of his own head. The suffering was real.
The fire was the narrator's desperate surgery. It's the only way to excise it. But the story doesn't quite end there.
No. He's recovering, his memory is shot, and he finds comfort in a new orderly. A kind man who smiles, knows about his fear of spiders, and promises to keep him safe.
And the very last thing the narrator notices about this kind, safe man.
He has cobwebs in his hair.
So what does this all mean? It means the fire didn't end it. The entity, the horror. It's adaptable. It just changed hosts. It used his vulnerability, his need for safety, as the next entry point. You may have won the battle inside your own mind, but the threat is still out there, just waiting for the cycle to begin all over again.